Hello, it's 7 on Wednesday. How are you? Johnny Daniel, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I hope you're doing well this week. We got lots of events happening here. It's a good week because it's a lot of stamping, which is awesome. So, I don't know if you've joined me yet. I'm just getting the computer set up. I didn't want to be late. So, we're going to make our own stamp tonight. Now, I don't recommend this all the time. Ooh, I zoomed in way too little. Woohoo! It went from 100% to about that big, like in a minute and a half. So, yeah. Alrighty, so we are making our own stamp tonight. I don't recommend this all the time because the ink absorbs into the foam and it's not the best quality. Hi, Lise. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? But it is something interesting to do. So, it must be Jude that's my third. Hi, Jude. So yeah, so that is what we are doing tonight, is doing a DIY. So the card is going to be somewhat basic, but we're going to create, and I'm going to stretch your supplies more. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so I have tried this with the regular embossing folders. I have not tried it with the 3D or the textured impressions or the really, really deep ones. I would assume it would still work, but I have not physically tried it yet. So, I got stuck on the swirls and curls or whatever it's called embossing folder. So please, if you try it, post a picture on the 8 o'clock thread, post, whatever you want to call it. Since that visitor post thing did not show up in the feed, I have started, who's my fourth? Say hello. So I have started doing an 8 a.m. post, and so what you create throughout the day, just look at the 8 a.m. post and you'll be able to comment and post your pictures there and get your reward points. Hi, Stella. How are you? And get your reward points, if I could say that. Wow, that is tongue-tying me bad tonight. So anyways, you can get your reward points that way. And then unfortunately, I have other things to do, like to create and stamp. And I love seeing all your stuff, but I want you to be able to put it on there yourself because I love posting them and seeing them. But I have other things I have to get done also. So, all right, so for tonight, we're going to make this background and then make a card, of course, right? Okay, so let's start, shall we? Yes? Okay, so who's my fifth that joined me? I don't know. All right, it's a mystery. All right, so for what you're going to need, so this is your list, okay? So if you're listening to this on replay, after I post it, either here or on YouTube, what you're going to do is I'm going to tell you your list. And I'm going to pause for a second. And that pause for a second is when you're going to pause this video. So that way you can get all your supplies and not miss anything. Okay? So, we're going to list out what we got. And that way, if you have to replay, it's only this 20 seconds. Okay? Hi, Luann. How are you? So, all right. So, what we have. Are you ready? This is where you're going to stay within this 20 seconds or so. Okay? So, here we go. Okay? All right. So, I have a Whisper White thick card base cut at 5.5. and scored at 4 1/4 on the 8.5 inch side. Okay? Regular A4. Okay. I have Mary Merlot cut at 5 1/4 by 4. Matte. Okay, I have another piece of Whisper White, which is going to be our background, cut at 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, you can pick any words for the middle sentiment. Tonight I am using the second part of Better Together, but honestly, whatever words fit in whatever label, punch, die, whatever you want to say, go for it. That's not the important part tonight. This is the everyday label punch, which happens to fit the words I picked. So honestly, whatever punch, whatever die. Okay, not the important part. To match the Mary Merlot, I have the reversible 5/8 inch Mary Merlot copper reversible new ribbon from the holiday catalog. Okay, we're almost done, I promise. Mini glue dots, snail adhesive, Mary Merlot ink pad, clear block. Depending on how big you cut your foam will be how big you need your block to be. I would recommend having about a 1/4 inch. What you want to do after you glue this on is when you turn it over, you want to be able to see the edges easily. That way you know where it's going to stamp. And that's for any stamp. So that's the rule on that one. Oh, and you need a big old honker scissors or your snips to cut the foam, okay? This is really thin, dollar store, fun foam for kids, that kind of thing. You could probably pick up like 10 sheets for $1. So, nothing exquisite, we'll just say. Which means the ink is going to soak in and you're not going to be able to clean it, but honestly, you've bought 10 sheets and you can probably get a dozen this size per sheet. So, really cheap, really easy to do. Okay? A lot of options. Alrighty. And then, of course, I have the Big Shot. So this is where you would pause it. This is where you would pause it to get all your supplies. So I'm going to wait just a second. All right. Get a sip of water, get a sip of tea, because this is what's going on. Did I pause it long enough? Okay, so we're going to get back to it, okay? Oh, I did forget to mention, now that you're unpaused, you need an embossing folder as well, right? Okay, so I'll give you 2 more seconds to go get that. Yes, I'm trying to be nice. All right, so now we're going to get going, okay? So I have everything to the side. So what you need, and you're going to emboss just like normal, meaning you're not going to adjust for the foam. So if a piece of cardstock, if you only use one cutting pad and you only do this, whatever you normally do for a piece of cardstock is what you do with this fun foam. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know what it's actually called. If anybody has any ideas, let me know. Okay? So, if you have the new platform for the Big Shot, the sandwich or the stack is the platform with not the adapter base. Or if you have the old tabs, you're going to fold out the one tab and it's going to hit you in the gut. Okay? And then you're going to do one cutting plate. And you're going to do your embossing folder with your foam. Got it? And then you are going to do your clear on top. I do need to tell you a tip that I just found out about. Okay, we've been talking about the warp in our plates with the new plate, the new cutting plates, and it drives me crazy too. So I found this video and I have to find the link and I will post it probably, well, honestly, probably Friday or Saturday. But this lady was talking about the old way. You'd rotate and rotate and rotate. When it starts to warp, you go the opposite way. This lady was talking about if it gives, you flip it. So this has give, so you flip it. And instead of rotating this way, this way, this way, this way, once you can feel that there's give in it, you just flip it to the other side. Because there's this center now in the new platform, which Cheryl, you won't understand because you don't know about the old platform. But so if there's give, flip it, and you will need to start with new plates. So I have to get a new set of new plates before I do that. And I am waiting for the class on Thursday, and honestly, I just rotate them and deal, but it's just an idea. I don't know if it'll work for you. Okay? So I'm trying to move everything out of the way so I don't knock anything over. So I'm just literally going to run this through like I normally would any piece of cardstock. Awesome, right? Okay. Oh, this is so gonna be on the floor kind of night, because I'm also prepping and finishing for card class. So it's not too messy, but I got stuff everywhere. We'll just say this. Okay, so I've put it through, and I don't know if you can see this. So you've got the curls on one side, but then, do you see? I'm waiting for it to catch up. I hope you can see this. So, I don't know if you can, but after it's inked, you will definitely be able to see it. Okay? So, I'm going to grab, let me recenter. Okay, I'm going to grab my block, and I'm going to grab, for me, what worked best were the glue dots. It might be snail for you. It might be whatever you're comfortable with, do it. Okay? And I'm going to take my take your pick tool, and I'm going to grab my glue dots. And I'm just going to, actually, let's do it on here. On the opposite side, there's one side that has a whole lot more embossing than the other side, so you want to do that, okay? So you are going to grab, and I did 4, but if it wiggles, do 1 more. I don't know. You know, it just really depends on your size of foam. It really depends on if you tend to stamp straight down, if you tend to wiggle a little. I mean, there's a lot of things to it. So what is great about this, though, is when I'm done with all this, I'm going to turn this around, and this spatula is going to get my glue dots off the block. And yes, I've tried it before, so it's all good. Okay, so I just place this on my block. Make sure to get my corners down so it doesn't wiggle. Okay. And I've got my Mary Merlot ink pad. And I am just going to place in the ink. Now remember, this is a one color deal. You can save the foam. I just dipped my thumb in that. How nice. You can save the foam, but it's a 1 color deal. You cannot clean it enough, at least I have not figured out how to clean it enough so the ink doesn't come out on future stuff, okay? So we're just gonna, and look at that, okay? Kind of cool, right? So if you want more definition, obviously you can use the piercing mat underneath, but to me, I thought this was plenty. Just personally, I thought it was plenty of definition. So I am randomly just placing, okay? And that's what I have. Kind of a cool concept, right? At least I think so. You could tell me to go jump, but you know, there's not a lot of bridges in 29, so I'm okay. I'm just teasing. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna grab my snail, and I am going to do this here. Sorry if it's not straight because I can't lean over. Ah, wait a second. I need to put my ribbon on before I glue that down. I always tend to forget that, so not good. Hello, I didn't put the glue dots away, therefore. So, I don't know if you know this. This is another tip for you. Okay, so the glue dots, mini glue dots, are generally equally spaced. I've had a couple rolls that went rogue, but generally they're equally spaced. So if you, instead of going like this, if you go like this, and go like this, and go like this, and go like this, Ready? 1. Sometimes you just gotta push them a little. But now I have 4 glue dots already done, equally spaced, ready to go on my ribbon. Which means, look how quick that went. Instead of doing them all individual. I'm gonna trim that tiny bit. And you can keep that if you want to, because it's big enough to make a little flash. So you could keep everything. There's always a use for it. It's just if you want to store it all. Okay? So I'm going to grab my Take a Pic tool because I don't want to move. I already switched it. See how easy this is? If I could line it up. So, stick my finger in the glue dots. Yep, have done everything, including put my finger in the ink tonight. So, we are good and ready to go, right? Okay. So, glue that down. If it's not perfect, doesn't really matter. And I don't know about you, but my Take Your Pic tool has been landing on my table more and more. I'm going to stick some on top here. And that one is not quite sticking down, so we're just going to do it again. If all else fails, right? And then you got to figure out which way you want it to go. Man, that one is just not sticking too well. Might need another glue dot. We'll figure this out. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Alright, let me get one more glue dot. I do not know what happened to that guy, but we're going to get it to stick. Some days, you just don't want to, I guess, huh? So, line that guy up. There we go. Tear off my extra. Make sure to leave all this smooth so when you put it in the box, it doesn't glue down on you. Yeah, it's happened. We'll just say. All right, so I'm going to do happy birthday because I always need happy birthday. And yep, my big block is being used by my one, huh? So, and I forgot to get another piece of white. Let's see if I can find one really super quick. Come on, come on, come on. I need more white. Yep, got it. So what's great about having a stack right behind you? Okay. So, gonna grab here. Stamp my happy birthday. Yay. Yes, I hope. And I'm looking for some Merlot, but I'm not seeing what I need. We're just gonna skip that part tonight. Okay. Some days are just better than others. We're just gonna say it that way. So there we go. And that is my happy birthday. Let's find some dimensionals. All right, so I'm at the end of my thing. Make sure that you use all of it, okay? Even if they pop off and go crazy. So you're gonna do this, and you're gonna do this, and now you're gonna check it because there is nothing else on that sheet, okay? Another tip for you when you've got ribbon, you wanna make sure that your dimensionals stick onto more of the cardstock than the ribbon, otherwise it has the tendency to peel off, okay? So that is how to make a stamp for tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed it. For other ideas, tips, tricks, and themed days, please find me at stampingwithjohnny.com. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, talk to me, happy to help. So, thank you so much for joining me, and happy stamping and creating your own stamps. Have a great night. Thank you. Bye-bye.